summer, we're often less rushed in the mornings, and with less homework, evening meals can be more leisurely too. What I used to really enjoy about summer, though, was not having to think about packing lunches every day. When fall rolls around, buying new school supplies, clothes, and shoes is a breeze compared to coming up with healthy ideas for the kids' lunch boxes, if they'll even take a lunchbox, or an insulated bag, or a brown bag. You've also got to compete with cafeteria offerings, which might not have healthy food choices, and you can't assume that whatever you packed for lunch last year will still meet with approval. With kids, foods have a way of going from yummy to yucky almost overnight. Not only do you have to consider what your kids will eat, but how you'll keep those foods safe. 2 hours out of the refrigerator is the limit, and less if the weather's really hot, which it often is during those first few weeks of Indian summer. So make sure you have a way to keep cold foods cold. You can use an ice pack, a frozen juice box, which will thaw by lunchtime, or a frozen sandwich, which works as long as there's no fresh veggies on it. They'll get soggy and very yucky. Start with some 100% whole grain bread for sandwiches. If your kids are picky about dark breads, try the white whole wheat. It's made with a lighter whole grain flour, but it tastes and looks just like white bread. You can switch up the breads too, like using a low-fat whole wheat tortilla for a wrap, a whole grain English muffin, or a whole grain pita bread, which can be stuffed with anything from egg salad to tuna to beans. For some added crunch on the side, skip the chips and substitute instead crunchy veggies like carrots, cucumbers, or celery with some low-fat ranch or some hummus. If that won't fly, you can try some low-fat whole grain crackers or rice cakes for a healthy alternative to fatty chips. Round out the meal with some fruit or a carton of yogurt, and you're good to go. If your kids aren't too strapped for time, they might enjoy putting their own lunch together, and they're much more likely to eat their own creations. You can also try a deconstructed sandwich. Pack the bread, veggies, and meat or cheese separately, and let them get creative arranging their own ingredients. Also, there's no rule that says you can't eat breakfast or dinner items for lunch. Lots of kids are happy to eat cold leftover pasta or pizza, or to have breakfast foods instead. A serving of healthy cereal with some cut fruit and a container of milk or yogurt makes a great lunch, and it's a nice change from everyday sandwiches. For those kids who refuse to carry a lunch, try packing some healthy snacks to tide them over or to complement cafeteria offerings. Most kids are okay with taking some fruit, string cheese, whole grain crackers with peanut butter, a bran muffin, a carton of yogurt, or a bag of baby carrots that you can toss into a backpack, no lunchbox required.